Kushnereth, and it's going to fall well short. Collected by Wiles.
Yeah, I was a bit optimistic having watched him in the warm-up. One of his issues is distance. Nice accurate kick, that's for sure, but I think he now knows his range. And I think the forwards will be delighted to have a line out here and a big strong drive.
So the captain, Vladislav Korshunov, who plays for the Podmovsky Monino club, which provides 11 of the 22 players involved in this Russian team today. I know one of the challenges that Kingsley Jones had when he took the job in the summer was almost a stranglehold that club had on the team. One of the backroom staff with Kingsley Jones is Nikolai Nerush, who is the principal link linguistically between him and the team. And Nerush is actually the coach of Podmovsky Monino. And I know that Kingsley Jones has almost been very keen to actually give players from other parts of the country an opportunity to play. Rugby not quite in its embryonic stages in Russia, but it hasn't been going that long. And an impressive shove there from the pack, and the kick directly into touch. And you have to say the Americans are looking rather flustered.
A little bit flustered, but one of their weaknesses, I thought, was the selection of Sanyola at 10. I'm a big fan of Malifa, who is on the bench, but his inconsistency has cost him his place. And that is poor. Not a bad scrum, and it's just gifted possession away. And it's real pressure on Korshunov now. He really needs to hit his man. It's one of his weaknesses, is his line-out throwing. He's a former number 8. You can see by the size of him. He's a dynamic player, but he needs to get his basics right.
He's got his 2 jumpers, and it's stolen by the States. They read that one. Good work there from John van der Giesen. He might be familiar to followers of Bath. He spent 3 months there last season. Here's Emmerich with a bit of space. Terrific offload. Wiles is in there. He really is the danger man for the United States tonight. He's got to have a big game. Wasn't fit enough to play at the weekend against Ireland, but he's up and running now.
Some advantage, come off.
It's taken 10 minutes, but the Americans have awoken. Well, meat and drink for Kluchnikov, the fullback. But the referee, Dave Pearson, is going to come back for the earlier infringement. Russia had come offside.
That's poor by Patterson. You've got the advantage there. You could hear Dave Pearson saying you've got the advantage. Just keep playing, try and score, get wide. And Gwenya wants the opportunity one-on-one. But this is such a big area, this set piece, trying to get possession. And Emmerich, the experienced man in the side, great offload. And if USA have any cutting edge, it's that man, Wiles. He is such an energetic, busy player. He really does create for the USA in those wide channels. We really need to get him the ball early.
Well, I don't know, Andy, if the Americans have had their spies out at Russia training, but they're reading the line-out calls already, aren't they? So, Chris Wiles with the left boot. On target, the Saracen.
Confident strike. Didn't even look. Just picked his tee up. Very confident kick. And they need his confidence through this team. It's been a short turnaround for them. And it's Russia that's got to provide the energy.
So it's Rakov who gets us back underway. Underneath it is Johnson. Good catch from the number 8. It's being played at a furious pace. There will be demands on fitness that will be felt in the final quarter. Here's Igor Kluchnikov, his 51st cap for Russia. There's Shakarov. That's the big fella Antonov.
Release.
The halfway line.
Oh, careful.
Well picked up on the bounce by Kushnereth, the fly half. Chris Wiles, well, he watches it go harmlessly over his shoulder, directly into touch. That was a poor kick.
It's what's been killing Russia in the past, these unforced errors. Korshunov in the line-out. And now Kushnerev doing what his opposite number, Suniula, did early on. And it's really such a big area. It's the team that can make the least mistakes almost, Martin. They're going to benefit tonight.
Well, we've seen a few American supporters in the crowd. There are a lot of old Soviet uniforms as well. I don't know if they picked them up from the hire shop or party shop. They look authentic enough. I must say the accents that come from beneath them don't. There goes Patterson. Patterson himself, born in New Zealand, played rugby for the Highlanders and also the Crusaders. Penalty, though. No attempt from the Americans to stay on their feet, according to Dave Pearson.
There's a good launch play by the Americans. Interesting, Dave Pearson didn't pick up the blocking. He's picked a player leaving his feet, but he didn't pick the blocking. There was contact made, which enabled Patterson to go through. He didn't pick it up, which is a very Northern Hemisphere thing, I believe.
An acrobatic effort from Mr. Nguyen, who's taken to wearing this protective headgear.
You can see here there's contact at that channel, and that enables Patterson to get through. Didn't have the support there, but straight off his feet. I think it was Suniula that went off his feet, but a good, positive run from Patterson.
So Korshunov, again it's stolen, this time by Stanfield. Problems at the line-out.
This could be a real issue, and it's... He's got to get back his confidence. And the easy call.
Great catch from Artemyev, good step. First real sight of the now Northampton speedster. Shakarov, little chip over the top. Awkward bounce there from Nguyen. He recovers, back to Wiles. Wiles with plenty of time, puts it on the left foot. The ball's in touch, and they know, having handed over the throw to Russia, there is every chance on recent evidence that they'll get it back, the Americans.
Yeah, it's good vision from Shakarov. Nice little teasing kick over the top. Unfortunately, Artemyev wasn't there, and it was Prishpenko that did a good chase. The tight head prop on his own. But Korshunov now has to hit his man.
Well, he's missed his last two, hasn't he? No problems that time, finding Antonov. There's Grashev, the big ball carrier, clever with the tackle, quickly for Shakarov. There's Artemyev coming over from the left wing. Well, that was comfortably read and well played by Wiles. Wiles coming away, brilliant work there from the Saracen. There's Emmerich playing scrum half. Moakiola. Petri. Change of direction from Suniula.
Poor, very poor. Man there waiting.
Straight to Artemyev.
They've got numbers here. Can they see it?
Well, that was Grashev, the 38-year-old ball carrier. Out from Kushnerev. Here's a chance. Makovetsky with a little grubber through. Across comes Wiles, who just shepherds it harmlessly into touch. Good play, though, from the Russians.
Well done. It is one of their strengths. They've got a good back three, and they will counter-attack. They did see the vision there, as I mentioned, the width. And Nguyen is happy to give him the outside, but a nice kick, putting the pressure on. Lucky for Wiles, it ran out. Pressure on the USA throw now.
Chris Biller. He replaces Phil Thiel today. Thiel, who started the game against Ireland.
Over.
Well worked, though. There's Clever. Through one tackle. Petri. Wiles. He really will be an influential figure tonight.
7.
And getting penalised there was Andrei Garbazov.
They really must keep their discipline, keep their shape. Korshunov's not having a good opening spell. Missed the tackle on Clever there. He is a good ball carrier. You can't afford to give penalties away. It just relieves the pressure on the defensive team. Here, a good attack. Slightly in at the side, and then he's all over the ball. An easy penalty for Dave Pearson to give that.
So it's been in a helter-skelter first 18 minutes, 3 points apiece. Penalty from Kushnarev, penalty from Wiles. Biller finds Van der Gießen. There's Stanfill. Surging up towards the halfway line, releases to Petrie. Petrie for a moment I think was looking for the offloader, at least Nick Johnson was, the number 8, back from Clever. Wiles, Suniola, here's a real chance, oh terrific hands, Suniola again, Petrie, Klishnikov holds him, but he can't stop, the momentum takes the scrum half over, and the first try comes from the United States, although Dave Pearson, I think he's going to wait for confirmation here.
I don't know why, that was a cracking try, a good line-out drive. Russia being disciplined, and it was Wiles at 10, throwing a great ball out to Suniola, who, what a line, superb line. To number 10 running a 15s line, and then the interplay on the inside.
15.
Well, let's take a look at this. Is there anything wrong with this?
Well, I don't think so. Absolutely fine, right on the line. Very good support play by Petrie. He'd been tackled.
So it's Graham Hughes, the TMO, making the decision here. The Englishman asking for the assistance of an Englishman.
Yep, you may want to try.
And he answers in the affirmative. And Mike Petrie, formerly of Sale, formerly of the Dragons, gets the first try.
He had a shaky start, didn't he? But fantastic support play. Cutting a short line to get in support. There was plenty of it from the United States. But here's the line. Super in line. Great interplay. And it's easy from there, but good cover. Petrie over. He'll be delighted.
So it's Rakov who gets us back underway. There's Wiles again. Well, the Americans weathering the early Russian onslaught. Roland Suniola that time. Here's Ostrushko. Straight into his opposite number, James Patterson. Shakarov, the scrum half, just marshalling the troops. There goes Fatakov. There's Kushnarev. Little chip over the top from Rakov. And Chris Wiles. Well, playing his first game for his country for quite a while. It's almost a year. But he's got off to a grand start. The ball taken back in, but Dave Pearson says the ball was touched in flight. There's the fly half, Kushnarev. And Gwenya's underneath it. Half fumbles it, takes it at the second attempt. Look at the Russians there in numbers. They've got a chance here if they spread the ball well. That's Prishipenko. Out to Fatakov. There's Shakirov, the captain, Korshinov.
And Gwenya's in trouble here, if they can just get it wide.
Well, that's what they're trying to do now. Kushnarev. That was Rakov. Rakov getting wrapped up by Clever.
Great strength.
Well, from a defensive perspective, the mantra is clear. No compromise. Grashev back to Shakarov. And there is another big hit. There's a chance here for Johnson. Referee playing advantage here.
Offside.
It'll be a penalty to the United States. And it was Artemiev.
14 offside.
Well, if it wasn't for Ngwenya, who was struggling with an injury, if he'd been on his right wing, well, that was good night. That ball would have been over the line. Interesting. Yeah, Clever's made the right decision going for the sticks. Looked like Suniola was going for touch, but Clever, he is the defence for the States. Hayden Smith putting in a good hit on Shakarov. They're just turning the screw at the moment, aren't they, the United States?
Well, remember, they beat the Russians by 7 points at